Mr. Tochukurafa,
Yes.
I think it is being streamed now live.
All right. Okay, well, let's start the program. Welcome to another exciting episode of our blockchain series. Last time on blockchain was 2.0, entering the cryptocurrency space. We talked about the steps into the world of crypto. We guided newbies through the essentials, from understanding the basics of blockchain, deciding whether to invest or trade, to acquiring the knowledge needed for success. Our expert guest led a hands-on session on setting up accounts on centralized exchanges, giving our audience practical tools to start their digital asset journey confidently. So today, we go beyond Bullrun to explore how investors can build and sustain long-term wealth in the volatile and rapidly evolving digital asset space. It is one thing to enter the market. It is another to thrive over years. What strategies work beyond the hype? How do you protect your investments from sudden market drops and regulatory changes? Joining us again our cryptocurrency and blockchain gurus, Mr. Moses Obaje, aka AI Prof, a Dama instructor who blends artificial intelligence with digital assets insight. And then we have Mrs. Shifra Koloma, aka Digital Bama, also a Dama instructor known for her deep knowledge of digital economies and portfolio management. You're welcome, Mr. Obaje and Mrs. Koloma.
Thank you, Mr. Tochukwu, for having us. It's a pleasure.
5 plus, as always, Ibrahim Mawasi, our insightful to us, will help steer the conversation. This chat perspective. Ibrahim, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Tochukurafa. It's a pleasure.
Okay.
Mr. Tochukwu, you are muted. You are muted.
Oh, sorry. I was asking if you would give us a recap of what we did in our last episode. So we start from there and then transition into what we have today. Is that also muted?
Last week was all about how you or a newbie can get started on the space, whether you are a fresh starter or you've been there in the space. What are the nitty-gritties that you need to know and what you need to do to get on the space and to benefit from what the digital space has for each and every one of us, where we looked at basically the steps you need to take to become part and parcel of the blockchain or the cryptocurrency space, where we talked about, after we talked about that you need knowledge to become part and parcel, because most people think it is just a space that's you just come in, dive in just the way you want, and eventually you get your hands burnt. So you need to get knowledge what blockchain is all about. You need to know what cryptocurrencies are all about. You need to know how to download a wallet, maybe a centralized wallet or a decentralized wallet, how to also transact on centralized exchanges so that you can be able to set up your securities, do your KYC, that is, know your customer, and also how to buy from both centralized and decentralized exchanges. Having known that on the centralized exchanges, there is a third party involved, which is the exchange itself, whereas in decentralized exchanges, you are the sole owner of that your wallet, and also you are in charge of anything that happens on that space. And I think we even went into the practical stage of sharing screen and showing our viewers or those who were in that meeting on how to go about registering on the decentralized on the centralized exchange, and also how to navigate the space on how to buy, because there are some things that you need to look out before you even buy. The number of transactions that the seller who is willing to sell has done, the number of deals he has done, okay, looking at the price also, and then the variation between the quantities that you need to buy, because everybody that is in the market has a specific quantity that he or she desires to sell at a specific price. So all those narratives were also looked into during that session and that very day. And we need to also look at the narrative of being disciplined and also integrity in the market space, even as a newbie. And also you need to be a part and parcel of a community so that you will be able to learn more and be in tandem with what the community is promoting, and what you need to do also as a member of that community, having come into the space. Because most of the times, you in the crypto space, you don't just work independently, you also work as a community, because that's where the world is going, because it's all about adoption. So you working independently does not really augur well for the space. So you need to have a community where you seek for knowledge, where you collaborate, where you work together to see that whatever currency you are dealing with has massive adoption and acceptability, which via that currency you can be able to build wealth for yourself and even for your generation. So that's just what we went through, the narrative of how you can get started as a newbie on the space, as simple as ABCD, so that those who are with us last week can jump on the train and not getting burnt or not derailing from what they need to do and how they need to do it. Thank you very much.
The excitement of starting in crypto, what mindset should an investor have to build wealth that lasts beyond the quick price rises, otherwise known as the bull run? That is what we have today. And the bull run has to do with the sustained rise in price over a period of time. That is what every investor in crypto would always dream of or wish for. But beyond this bull run now, there are other ways in which profits could be acquired. That is what I would like you to highlight. What mindset should an investor have to build wealth that lasts beyond the quick price rises?
All right, thank you, Mr. Tochukwu. Just like you rightly mentioned, when we talk of bull run in the cryptocurrency space, it refers to a sustained period when crypto assets prices rise sharply and consistently. It is mostly driven by optimism, and then we have strong market demand and also increased market participation by investors and traders, right? It is called bull run because, like a bull that thrusts its horns upward in a race, that's how the prices are charging upward during the bull run. So, it's a prolonged upward trend in the crypto market. where most coins increase in value. There's investor sentiment, positive investment sentiment, and buying activity dominating the market than selling. And because of that, there is a surge in upward surge in the prices of cryptocurrencies. Now, the truth of the matter is bull runs are not the end game. Yes, bull runs are not the end game. In as much as, yes, there is a surge, all right, there is this hype, there is this panic buying, so that where we call it a fear of missing out. You don't want to miss out of what is going on in the market. You also want to take a share from the market. Uh, that is not the end of bull run, because after the bull run, there's what we call eventual correction. The market will take some correctional trends. So the truth of the matter is that real wealth is rarely built during euphoric peaks. Real wealth, when there is this surge, when we talk about real wealth, they are not built during these euphoric peaks, but through strategic positioning before and after the bull cycles. So there's supposed to be this mindset shift from speculation to strategy, because people now become very, very speculative during the bull run and forget that there are certain strategies that need to be put in place for them to create a long-term wealth. Because most of the times there's this short-term trading mentality. In fact, we see it every day. We see it every day that people just enter into the market and eventually move out of the market within a short period of time, looking at I'm losing or I am making profit. Either way, that's how marketing is. It's either you make profit or you lose out. But because of lack of the right mindset, people tend to fall out in the market due to this short-term trading mentality. In as much as there is need for them to understand long-term wealth building from the space. And so it's more of a mindset. We have the short-term trading mentality, and then we have the long-term wealth building mindset. And so, most importantly, there should be patience, there should be discipline, and there is need to avoid emotional decision making, because most traders trade based on emotion. No, I've made $10, I've made $100, I need to exit the market. It's emotion. Oh, I don't want to lose out. Oh, the market is now in red. If I allow it to go down, maybe I might lose all my investment. So there is need for a strong mindset shift, because sincerely speaking, let me tell you, crypto is not just about chasing pumps. It's not about chasing pumps. Crypto is about understanding macro trends. Why is this happening? Okay? What should I do in times like this? So when people understand this trend, they tend to be much more disciplined, they tend to be much more focused, they tend to be much more patient, and they tend to take actions not based on emotions. So, in as much as we look at the bull run as an upward trend or surge in price, there is need for people to understand that it is not about chasing pumps, like I said, because one thing that people need to understand is before the bull run, what happens before the bull run and what happens after the bull run. These are trends. So, because based on history, data shows that the best entries often happen in when the market is dull, when the market is bearish, not during the hype cycles. Not during the hype cycles. So when is the right time to prepare for the bull run? It's before the bull run. In fact, let me tell you, when there was at a point in time we were talking of bull run, bull run, bull run. When is the bull run? When is the bull run? And somebody came up to ask this very funny question, which is because of lack of knowledge. He said, "Where can I buy the bull run? I've been hearing of bull run, bull run. Where can I buy the bull run?" So you can see, so it is because of lack of knowledge. So people need to understand that it is not just during the bull run that you need to enter into the market, but you enter the market, you accumulate during the quiet periods, and the quiet periods are the bearish periods. In fact, we made mention that September is going to be one of the worst bearish trend in the market, and it happened. And if you can look at the market today, the market is picking up from that bearish moment. So people need to understand when to accumulate, which is the quiet periods, not even during the bullish period. So, and then people need to understand the power of conviction and research during the bear markets, which because the people are looking at the bull run, 2025 bull run slash 2026 will really shock a lot of people because there are a lot of things that you need to look into and which has to do with research. And these researches are done during the bearish market, not during the bullish market. So you can get convinced on what you are going into, whether it will augur well for you or not. So accumulation is of a necessity during the bearish market, not during the bullish market. And then there's what we call dollar cost averaging, DCA, because it serves as a proven method to build positions over time before the bull run, during the bull run, and after the bull run. There should be this dollar cost averaging on when to buy and when to hold and when to also sell. So that's the little I can say based on your question with regards to what will really happen after the bull run. A lot of things will happen after the bull run, but what do you need to do? You need knowledge because after the bull run, other things will also take shape in the market space. Thank you very much.
Thank
Beautiful.
you, Mr. Moses Obaje. And I think basically you explain how the investor is supposed to be in the market. And Digital Mama, in practical terms, how can new and existing investors build a strategy that outlasts that market hype?
Thank you Ibrahim, for that question. One thing in this space that is very, very important and key is that as an investor, you have to stay informed. Information is key. You have to stay educated. And how do you do that? Ensure that you follow posts, especially on the social handles, X, from credible voices and communities as well. Communities like Discord, Reddit. Ensure that you stay informed. It's very, very key. Because if you are informed, you'll be able to navigate the trend that is happening in the market. Strategies for long-term wealth in this space is one is that other than the education that one needs, number two is for you to be able to learn to diversify with strong fundamentals, whereby you prioritize the projects that you want to go into, especially projects with real world solutions, utilities, just like the body scan AI that we have, that has a strong real world utility of tackling health, which is an issue world over. Look at the strong development teams behind the projects that you intend to diversify and the adoption potential of that very particular project that you want to invest in long term. And then, like I said earlier, the body scan AI is on Solana network, which has scalability and has lower fees transaction and is faster. And I would advise an investor to avoid hype. You know, yeah, there's hype in the market that the bull run is on, and what have you. But then that shouldn't be the yardstick for you as an investor who is planning ahead, like Prof said. It's before the bull run that you start planning. And then even now you can plan ahead of the bull run. That is why I said diversified with projects that have strong fundamentals, and then you prioritize. Also, in the course of diversification, ensure that you look at the roadmap of that very particular real-world asset that you want to invest in long term, so that even after the bull run, you will not be stranded, or you wouldn't have thrown your assets into what will not work, the hypes. Research very well the white paper of that very particular project, and make sure you understand the roadmap and then the community engagement, whether it's going to last or not. I think these are a few of the strategies that I would advise an investor to look into, and to be sure he's well armed to secure whatever investment that he wants.
All right.
During the and
all right,
after the Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mrs.
About diversification, what do you mean by that? Do you mean investing in other projects and cryptocurrencies?
Yes.
Diversification.
Yeah. When you diversify, it means you spread across multiple classes, you understand? You don't have to be strict on just one line of projects. I'll give you an example of myself. I have invested in body scan AI, which has to do with a real world solution dealing with health, that I know will stand the test of time in a long, long time to come. Once that app is deployed on the iOS or Android phone devices, a lot of people will definitely want to use that app. So it has a long-term investment potential. Then number two, I have invested in what we call the Elon McLaren F1 token as well, which is a gaming app. This very particular token, it's a life history of Elon Musk, who bought a car, which was not an F1 car, McLaren, which was not insured. But then when he repaired that car, he bought at about 2 million. He sold it for 22 million. Imagine, which would have been maybe a car written off that might not even fetch the initial investment that he invested in the car. There's a gaming app on that will be coming up with that very particular token. And I feel, the young people of nowadays love gaming. So once the gaming app of that EMF1 token comes into being, of course, obviously, it will trend, you understand. And then there's another token that I have equally invested in, which is called Internet Coin. We all know we are here because of internet. And because of that very particular narrative, the internet has come to stay. Without internet, there's no blockchain. Without internet, we can't be here. I hope you understand. So this is what I mean by diversification. You don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. But like I said earlier, looking at the fundamentals behind the projects will give an investor an informed decision to be able to diversify. Thank you. I hope I've
Yes.
said
Thank you
something.
very much, Mrs. Boluma. Is there such thing as being too diversified in crypto?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, we can
Yes, you
hear
are.
you.
Yes, you are.
All right. I said, Digital Mama, is there such thing as being too diversified in crypto? AI Prof, if you can hear me.
Yes, Mr. Ibrahim, there is no too much as far as diversification is concerned. If you are diversifying based on knowledge, not based on hype. You can see she mentioned 3 projects that she is holding, an investor, not really a trader, but as an investor looking at the trajectory, looking at the roadmap of these projects. Okay, and I believe I tend to believe that she has more than what she has just mentioned as far as diversification is concerned, based on knowledge, not based on hype. Okay, there are projects that will come into the space based on hype, and you rush in and go and put in, you think you are diversifying, not looking at what the project is all about, not looking at the roadmap, what problem has it come to solve. You understand? Maybe it's just a meme coin, you hear people making noise about it, and then you put in your hard-earned money, and in the next 1 hour you go and look for that coin or token. It is nowhere to be found because it was based on hype, not based on utility, and you are not knowledgeable about the token. You don't even know the roadmap just because everybody is shouting. You joined the crowd. No. That is not diversification. But when you see a project that stands out, that is community backed, all right, that has utility, all right, that has a trajectory over time, that this is what is going to come out of that project over time, yes, why not? So it's dependent on you, your portfolio, that is the size of your pocket, and also your knowledge as far as that project is concerned. You can have 10, you can have 20, you can have even 100 based on your knowledge and the weight of your purse. So
All
there is
right.
no capping. Nobody will tell
Yeah,
you
yeah.
this is the number of this is the maximum you need to hold, or this is the minimum you need to. As we speak today, we used to say we have over 20 million different types of tokens in the market space. If you feel you want to go for the 20 billion and you have the resources and you feel those 20 million are okay for you to put in your money, fine and good. And that's why you need to belong to a community. You need to get knowledge, right? You need to get the ability to make researches, to look at the credibility of the tokens or the coins you want to put in your hard money into as an investor, all right? But sometimes even the traders, if you don't know how to read the market, you get your hand spun. So it all boils down to knowledge of the space. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Obaje. You talk about informed decision based on knowledge, not hype. And I think emotion often drive investment, especially during the hype, you call it. How can investors develop the right mindset for wealth longevity?
Okay, you remember I talked about when I was talking about accumulation during quiet periods, because it is during these quiet periods that you have the ample time to make research. Researches are done during the bearish market, not during the bullish market, because the bullish market tends to affect you emotionally. It tends to affect people emotionally. But someone who has done his research, it's just like me now, just like Digital Mama made mention of body scan AI. I'm an investor in body scan AI. You understand? And because I know where the project is going based on research, based on knowledge, based on community engagement, During the bullish markets, I don't care. I don't know whether you understand. I don't care whether it is pumping or it is not pumping. It doesn't bug me because I'm not emotionally attached to what is happening in the market as at that point in time, knowing fully well that at $1, body scan AI has done nothing as an investor. So when I see it at $1, it doesn't touch me emotionally to go and say I want to sell off my bag, knowing fully well that over time, in time to come, body scan AI, even I used to say it at $10, I'm not scared. It's at $0.00089 at the moment. So at $1, I'm not bothered. At $10, so if it rises to $1 at during the bull run, it doesn't bug me. It is at my own discretion to either sell or to hold. Based on knowledge, I will decide to hold because I know that that is not the end of body scan AI. At $10, I might decide to take some profits, but not to empty my bag, knowing fully well that that is not the end of body scan AI. Because it is a disruptive technology, okay, that I know that the whole world will eventually get to know of this knowledge and key into this knowledge, and that is massive adoption. And because of this massive adoption, the price will continue to skyrocket behind, even after the bull run. Even after the bull run. So the bull run should not shake me. I shouldn't be emotionally attached to the bull run with regards to the token. So also all the coins I am holding, because I have knowledge, I have done research, they are community-backed tokens, I know where the project is heading to, so I'm not scared. Even with the bull run, I can decide to take profit. I can decide to hold until after the bull run. I'm not emotionally attached to the bull run. So knowledge is key. Knowledge is key. Don't allow people to come and tell you if you. In fact, if Digital Mama sends me a contract address saying that, oh, this is a good project, Mr. Moses, go and buy. I know she is knowledgeable in the space. She has experience. All right. Personally, I will not just go and put in my money because it is Digital Mama that said I should go and buy. But no. I will go and do my due diligence. Do your own research based on knowledge. And once I see what Digital Mama has just seen is awesome, I don't even need to consult her. I will jump in. It is not based on hype. It is based on knowledge. I've done my research and I see where the project is going. All right. So I don't need to bug myself. I don't need to be emotional because it is Digital Mama or because it is AI Prof that said I should just go and buy. I just jump into the market. It is not done that way. So that's why Dama Academy is out there to give you that prerequisite knowledge, what you need to know, how do you need to navigate the market, what you need to do when projects come your way. It might not be from Dama, it might not be from any of us. You yourself as an individual can, when you get this knowledge, can go into the market, look for a token or a coin that you feel okay, it's making wave. There are tokens that are silent. If we have not been outspoken about body scan AI, a lot of people will not know about body scan AI. It will be silent and it will continue to grow over time. You understand? So that is how you don't need to be emotional. And that's why the bull run, some people will exit the bull run with enough funds, while some people will go home empty-handed because of emotions. Because of emotions. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Coloma, you talked about making diverse investments, internet coin, body scan AI, and MF1. And that means you have developed your portfolio, cryptocurrency portfolio. But then, are you using one centralized exchange for all these investments?
Well, incidentally, some of these projects are built on Solana network. So I'm using the same. It doesn't even matter. There are some of these decentralized apps that you can maneuver other networks, whether it is BNB or Ethereum. It's possible because these apps have loads and loads of networks embedded in them. So it doesn't have to be just one. I don't know. Am I clear?
All right. Very clear. Now, Mr. Baji, how can tools like artificial intelligence help investors make smarter and long-term decisions?
Come again with your question because it was breaking. Yeah, it was breaking.
How can artificial intelligence help investors make smarter and long-term decisions?
Now, you see, artificial intelligence is the narrative of the day. You understand. So any project that has utility, all right, and is powered by artificial intelligence, investors should look towards it. Yes, that's just it because it's more of an aid to make things much more easier, much more simpler for individuals. That's the essence of artificial intelligence. I used to say what four of us can do collectively, it will be faster than what someone can do as an individual, as far as we are four good heads. You understand? So artificial intelligence, when it is powering a project and that project is community backed, it helps investors to make smarter decisions and even earn smartly. That's just the truth of the matter. You understand? So it's not that specifically there's a way artificial intelligence will want to aid a project. No, it won't. But as far as that project has a very good utility and then it is powered by artificial intelligence, it will skyrocket. So every investor can look in that direction. There are projects that today they are powered by artificial intelligence, but when you go and look at the narrative, if you go and look at the narrative, it might not really have a utility that is backing it up. So because it is just artificial intelligence powered without a good utility, I don't see it flying. But however, it can fly with one thing: community engagement. If it has a community that is backing it up. In fact, uh, a community-based project can do well even if it doesn't have utility. But now the world is changing. Over time, it happened. Just like Shiba Inu. Now Shiba Inu is building a utility behind the coin. But when Shiba Inu made that exploit and created a lot of millionaires in the space, it had no utility. All it had was that it had a strong community backing, a strong community backing. So if it is AI powered project and does not have a community backing, it might not fly the way it ought to fly. So these two things are key: the use case, that's the utility, and also a strong community backing will make every project to skyrocket.
By community backing, you mean a number of people investing in that project or what?
Yes, when we talk about a community, it's just like you see. Let me just break it down. Take the Nigerian naira to America. What happens? What happens to the naira if you take it to America?
Of course, it is nothing compared to
It is nothing. It is useless. Let's use that word. It is useless. But bring the American dollar to Nigeria. What happens?
a lot of money.
It is useful. You understand? Because the Nigerian community, all right, adopts dollar as a means of exchange. It's a community. Take the naira to America, it's another community, but they do not accept naira as a means of exchange. So naira becomes useless. So whatever the community accepts as a means of exchange, if you remember in the days of old, trade by barter, all right, there was no fiat currency. It was whatever we agree as a means of exchange between me and you, all right, gains value, gains adopted by both of us, and it becomes a means of exchange. So without a community, without a number of people supporting a currency or a token, it becomes useless. It becomes useless. So that's what we mean by community. The more people accept a currency as a means of transaction, the better it becomes, the more valuable it becomes. If we look at body scan AI, looking at people knowing that body scan AI is having a great utility and it will serve mankind in the nearest future, people decided to adopt scan AI token as a means of exchange for goods and services. Over time, it started from just one person. From when it became 2 to 1,000, today we are heading towards 10,000 users of the scan AI token. Those who are holding it, not just traders, those who are holding it as an investment. Traders come, they go, but investors hold the ground for future benefits. So it all boils down about community. How many people are involved in using that currency as a means of exchange? Thank
So
you.
community backing is more important than utility.
Well, they work pari passu. Okay, they work hand in hand. Because now without utility, the community, it might not really serve the community. And without the community, no matter how useful it is, it will not fly. So they work hand in hand. You cannot separate both the two. And that's why you see projects that do not have utility are now trying to bring in utility. How can this, my project now, serve humanity?
All right, now comparing, I know we can't compare these two in terms of importance and value, but when you compare body scan AI and Bitcoin in terms of utility, can you give us a comparison between them? That is in terms of utility.
Now, Bitcoin came in as a technology to salvage mankind from centralized governance. That is the utility of Bitcoin. It is the origin of decentralization. And without decentralization, me and you will not be talking about body scan AI today. So the basic utility of Bitcoin is that it brought about decentralization. It brought about liberation from centralized governance, from centralized systems as a means of exchange for value. That is the main utility. It serves as a means of exchange, decentralized, not controlled by any singular entity. So that's the basic utility. While the utility of body scan AI is embedded in the application that is being developed to serve humanity so that one can access its health status independently. Without even visiting the hospital, you should know what is wrong with you. Why are you having consistent headache? From your home, you should know. Why am I having consistent stomach ache? The body scan AI app should be able to tell you why from the comfort of your home. Do I need to travel abroad to get myself diagnosed? Do I need to go to the hospital and follow a long queue before I get myself diagnosed? Do I need to visit a hospital to follow the processes, a long process, before I get medical attention? The answer is no. So all these facilities are embedded in the body scan AI, and also your information is on the blockchain. Nobody can just access your information. No fraudster can come and deal with you because of your health status. So these are things that have been embedded in the body scan AI, of which we have been speaking about for the past months. All right. Bitcoin is the bedrock of decentralization, most especially decentralized finance. And we can see that it was built on the blockchain, and the blockchain technology is advancing, whereby we are not even looking at finance alone. Now it is in healthcare, it is in transportation, it is in, I don't know how they call this hotel business. It is in there. It's in electronics. In fact, we are looking at into electioneering process, blockchain in electioneering process. So it all started from Bitcoin that was built on blockchain, but it is now diversifying beyond Bitcoin. We're now looking at the technology itself, not what was battered by the technology only. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moses Obaje. And Mrs. Poloma, let's bring it home. Dama is doing incredible work educating people about digital assets management. How does learning from platform like Dama help shape investors to become more strategic and smarter? Mrs. Poloma.
Yeah. Your
Mrs.
line
Poloma, are we
is
together?
breaking.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. I say Dama is doing incredible work educating people about digital assets. Then I say, how does learning from platform like Dama help investors to make informed decisions and help them to become more smarter and strategic?
Okay. Learning from Dama helps because the instructors you see in Dama Academy are versed in what they do. We keep researching day in, day out, and ensure that whatever knowledge that is being passed down is people get that information in real time, and the information is definitely what is trending, what is available in the space. We navigate the length and breadth of every tool available to us to ensure we go in depth to do these researches before we come out to to offer knowledge to the populace. So Dama is not just sitting just like that with theory. We even practicalize whatever it is that we have with the students. And I think it is the knowledge that was given to the students that brought about the discovery of body scan AI itself. Because the students were taught and they were able to go into practicals to be able to detect the parameters that they've learned on how to discover good gems in the market. And they were able to bring out a few. And out of the few that they brought out, holistically, with the tutors and everyone, were able to go through the tokens that they discovered one after the other, and then we're able to lay our hands that body scan AI stands out because of the parameters that are embedded in body scan AI, that it is here to stay and to last for a long time because of the utility, the low market capitalization, the community behind it, the roadmap, the white paper is there, and it all speaks well as a project for the long term, not only this Bullrun. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you tell us how Dama's approach differ from typical crypto influencer content?
Hello?
Hello? Am I audible?
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yes. I said, can you tell us how Dama's approach differs from typical crypto influencer content? For example, the program we're carrying.
Honestly, there's a marked difference because in Dama, we tutor, we do presentations and give out the knowledge, and it is done for free as it is, except in exceptional situations where you need a one-on-one and you want to do it physical, or you need a private, private tutoring, a one-on-one, that's when you pay. But when you look at an influencer, the influencer can just come and hype a project. So these are two marked differences. In Dama, it is knowledge-based. Whereas when you have an influencer, there are some influencers that are coming up to get the knowledge. But what we in Dama do is we can partner with an influencer to offer the basic knowledge of what it entails to be in this space. Whereas generally when you see influencers, they will just hype a project, whether it is pump and dump, and then because they have the followership, those at the top will benefit, and before you know it, a lot of people are pulled. But we don't do that in Dama Academy. And what we have come to preach is to ensure that the pump and dump scenario is done away with in our society, not only in Nigeria, in Africa, in the world at large. And the influencers that we collaborate with, we ensure that the attitude of pump and dump becomes a thing of the past, that they too need that knowledge. It's not because I'm an influencer, I have followership, then whatever project that I bring, because I know I'm going to be the beneficiary, then I just hype it and then I get my community rock pulled. We are against that. And we're glad to say that there are some influencers that have taken a U-turn. They now believe in the knowledge that we are dishing out. And as far as they are concerned, they are out to fight pump and dump. Thank you.
Okay, we have a few minutes left for us. I would like to ask one more question, and I direct it to Mr. Obaje. We have talked about a few ways by which a beginner or a newbie can maintain steady growth. We have talked about diversification, we have talked about community engagement, and we have talked about what else? But I myself, some people might not have the cash or the fund to diversify. Like myself, I have only invested in body scan. I may not have the money to diversify. So what other strategies, or what other aspects can one invest in or look into in order to maintain steady growth as a beginner or a newbie? Because myself now, sometimes 1 or 2 times in a week, I open my phone and glance at the rate at which the body scan AI is either going upward or down. And when it goes down, I feel my spirit feels dampened. But when I remember that body scan AI, what is different from it is that what makes it different is that it has a high level of utility, as we all believe. So it keeps me encouraged to move on. However, I still need to, key into other aspects, to maintain steady growth within my own level. So tell us what other aspects, what other aspects or strategies can a newbie explore in order to maintain steady growth?
All right, thank you, Mr. Tuchuku. Just like you said, our time is almost up. But one thing I want you to understand is that even though we said diversify, one project in the crypto space can change your entire life, can change the life of your entire generation. Now, let me just give you a case, an example with the same body scan AI. Let's assume you just have 100,000 pieces of body scan AI, and you are able to be patient, all right, over time. And this project grew from where you are today to maybe $10, from 100,000 pieces, and you have $10 per one. How many dollars do you have? Is 100,000 times 10. How many dollars is that?
100,000.
Million,
That's a,
$1 million.
that's $1 million.
Yeah.
That's $1 million. Convert $1 million to Nigerian naira. At
1.5
1,005.
billion naira.
That's 1.5 billion naira. Mr. Tochukwu. What can
All right,
1.5 do?
I
So,
understand what you're
in as
saying.
much as, yes, in as much as we are talking of diversification, if you do not have the means to diversify, be patient. In fact, beyond the bull run, owning tokens isn't just enough. You understand? Over time, you can take some little profit as the project you are holding grows. You can consider staking, all right? You can consider diversifying across narratives. We have real world assets. We have decentralized project infrastructure network. We have gaming infrastructures, just like Dicha Mama mentioned about EMF1, okay? So you need to look at passive income and yield strategies. Look, you start from somewhere. That's why we said people can move from $10 to $1,000 to $10,000 to $100,000. Somebody who moves from $10 to $100,000 can decide to take $10,000 and then diversify over time. It's not a bad idea that you take some profit when you have moved from $10 to $100,000. You take some profit and diversify your portfolio. All right. That's why only take a little profit if need be. If the main utilities are yet to be launched, just like body scan AI, the utilities are yet to be launched. When your portfolio swells, take a little profit, because when this project, when the utility is launched, bro, it is going to be massive. It is going to be very, very massive. So our advice that yes, you might not have much, but hold on to a project that you know is sure, just like the body scan AI, and then continuous learning is a wealth strategy. Continuous learning. Stay ahead of narratives. Stay ahead of technological evolutions, even in the space. The space is changing every day. Follow on-chain data, follow your community, follow your developer activity, follow the macroeconomic signals. See, participating in strong communities and ecosystems increases access to early opportunities. When you have $100,000 and you don't have opportunities or you don't have the knowledge on how to diversify, you will remain where you are. So education is paramount, even when you don't have much to diversify. And then another last word: generational wealth and legacy planning. You can convert crypto gains into lasting wealth. It might be real estate, it might be businesses, it might be trust funds, and what have you. All right? And that's why, even if you are planning, the security of your private keys is very important. You also consider inheritance considerations. In fact, I know of somebody whom the father is late. The father has almost 1,000, no, not 1,000, hundreds of thousands of assets in digital in the digital space, but they cannot access it now because he did not key them into it as part of his inheritance, and they are losing out. Up to today, they've not been able to recover those hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why? So you need to also consider inheritance in terms of when you are building generational wealth and teach the next generation. Well, because not gamblers, not gamblers. Every bull run is just one chapter. Focus on building wealth through cycles. So adopt a builder and investor mindset rather than a speculator mindset, those who just speculate the market. A lot of people are waiting for the bull run to come so that they can jump in, not looking at what will happen after the bull run. Thank you.
Very insightful. Do we have one? Let's entertain one question or contribution from the audience. Anyone? Somebody wanted to speak earlier on.
No, I think it was a mistake. I muted his mic at the time.
Okay, all right. Then we have to call it a day. We would like to say a very big thank you to our guest, Mr. Moses Obaje, AI Prof, and Mrs. Shifra Poloma, Digital Mama. We have had a rapturous and engrossing conversation. I believe that as time goes on, we'll only continue to be better than we are now. Thank you very much. To you, audience, to you, our viewers, I hope you have enjoyed this conversation. Let's have your comments or question or contribution in the comment section. Do not hesitate to hit the like button and share this video widely so that other people who have not heard this wonderful digital gospel will also share in the knowledge. Thank you very much. My co-host, Ibrahim Mawase, it's nice having you here again. I'm Tosh Raphael. See you next time, next week, for another exciting edition of Blockchain World. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Thank you for having us.
Bye,
We would like to inform our viewers that we have an upcoming event, 3 days event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which we'll share as well. Let them be on our platforms to be able to attend these very particular trainings. Thank you very much.
Because it is part of what we are saying, community engagement and having this yearning for knowledge. So it is part of it. Well, that's good. So we will see you next time for another exciting edition. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much. You didn't ask audience to ask questions today, but no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, we asked the audience, so I think the audience did not respond.
They didn't respond now. Yeah. They didn't respond.
Bye-bye.